Welcome to the podcast. My name is Tom Boyd. This is the close friends version of my podcast. So there's going to be 3 prompts each video. One is going to be content and career related. The second is going to be a book quote that I've read that I will elaborate on. And then the third will be a story or an experience just to share with you. My goal is to keep these around 10 minutes. Let's get right into it. So, 1, yapping on camera is not new. Yapping on camera is hot right now because of people like me talking about yapping on camera, but it is not a new format. This format has been around for 10, 15 years. It's the original vlogging format, people just sharing their ideas on camera. It's hot right now because of 2 things. One, I think people are craving it. We went through a wave of crazy, fast-paced hype edits, and now people are just looking for real humans to connect with. And 2, this format is accessible, and this is actually the real reason I love this format. It's not about going viral. It's about people seeing a way to share their expertise, their knowledge, their experience with the least amount of friction possible. That's why this format is so exciting to me. It's not about, you can make $1 million, you can go viral, you can have $100,000 month selling your high ticket product. That's not what this is about for me. For me, this is like, hey, for a long time, you've been talking about making content. And there's a format right now that is accessible in short form that is working for a lot of people, and working in a sense of not just getting views, but it's allowing them to develop their voice, who they want to be, how they want to show up on camera. If you can practice yapping, talking raw on camera, you can then pretty much do any format from there. So once you get the funds to invest in an editor, now you're like, hey, I'm good at scripting, writing, and talking on camera. You can just send people raw footage, or you can do green screen, or you can do graphic apps, or you can branch out to any format of video. This is accessible. You right now could pick up your phone. You could type into Claude your history, and then you could say, hey, come up with 10 questions, 10 prompts for me to make 40-second videos on camera. You could do that right now. You could post them to your main account. You could post them to trials. You could start a burner. But you can go from idea to publish so fast with zero friction. And in that process, you get better at creating content. You get better at communicating. You get better at articulating the way that you think. It is an accessible format. This is not about like, oh, everyone can go viral. Everyone can blow up because of this format. That's not what this is about. This is about individuals getting their ideas and insights to the world. And that's what I know. I make content about content, but I truly don't care about content. I care about people, individuals reaching their goals, feeling fulfilled in their work, connecting with like-minded individuals, and building an audience that they love and are excited to show up for and care about their gifts. I care about people getting their gifts to the world. I don't care about content. It just happens to be that I know a lot about content, and content's one of the best ways to do that. So that's why I talk about content. But I truly don't care about content. I care about the individuals trying to get their gifts to the world, to feed their families, to make some side income, to pay off their student loans, credit card bills, mortgages, whatever, to spend more time with people they love, enjoying what they do. And it fascinates me how much you can you post an idea, get a DM, get on a phone with someone, build a business, the reach that you can get from just sharing your way of thinking and the like-minded people it brings to you. That's why I like yapping on camera. It's not about going freaking viral. That's one. Let's get into the quote for this episode. This is from the book. I think her name is Brianna West. The book is Pivot Year. Maybe you don't need to find more energy. Maybe you need to find a dream that makes you actually want to get up in the morning. That quote right there is if you and I met at a party and you were telling me about this side project you were building that lit you up. I believe those projects, they benefit everything else in your world. They benefit your day job. Like, I actually feel lighter and looser and more creative in my day job because of the content that I make on my personal account. I believe I show up like my wife has an account right now. She's building when she's creating consistently. And like now that she has this goal, this thing that she puts her mind and energy into, I can see how much it lights her up. It affects everything. It makes her a better mom, a better wife, a better friend when she has this outlet, this thing that she can dump her ideas into. I don't believe it's a 9 to 5 or not a 9 to 5. I'm like, yo, these are all parts of us as humans, as people that like um have gifts to give that have to play by some of the rules of the world where you got to make an income. You got to I have 2 kids. You got to feed the kids. Like there's responsibilities there. I don't think it's an either or. Like there's always this black or white picture. It's like these things can complement each other, and then there's always different chapters of people's career, and sometimes one doesn't serve you or you don't serve it anymore, and like you have to figure that out. But the thing that lights you up. I used to have this quote. I used to call it 1080s, and I used to tweet it like 2012. I used to tweet this a lot, and I remember getting like a lot of response from this. It was just 1080s because I would do 1080s out of the bed in the morning. So, what gives you that lift, that energy? Where can you dump your create a project that the project you have goals within the project, but the project works on you just as much. The project is what pulls the best out of you. It's where you can actually be accountable for what works and what doesn't. And when you have to be accountable, where you can't hide behind a corporate structure, you are forced to get sharper. Actually put your time, energy, and effort into getting results, not just looking busy. And when you do that, you get smarter. And then when you acquire those gifts, they become marketable skill sets that then, I mean, the craziest thing with my account now is like I'm just sharing what's true to me. And I keep getting DMs and emails from big creators, full-time creators, 100,000 a month creators saying, "Hey, I want to work with you." It's crazy how just like putting out your way of thinking in a consistent way, in a way that's real for you, can actually get this type of response. And when I do it more, when I do it consistently, I can feel it lights me up. It's way more exciting, and it makes everything more exciting, including my day job, including being a father, playing with my son, like seeing him. We built a shot list the other day. He got this little camera, this like prints out pictures on receipt paper. We made a shot list. He was so hype. It gave his little ADHD brain like something to put his attention into. And what is that thing? Is there something on the shelf? Is there something in the back of your mind? Create a project, a 3-month project. Write it down right now. Say, I'm just going to do this for 3 months. You don't need to think 3 years ahead. Just pick something. If you're feeling a little aimless, like you're wandering and you're not really sure like what direction, you just have to pick a direction. Because that direction will give you marketable skill sets. It'll give you learnings, experience that then you can apply to whatever the next thing is. Pick a 3-month project. Content, business, personal, hobby. Just pick it and just go for it. Put the blinders on. The great lock-in. Third question. Oh, tell me about the moment you figured out your lane. Talk about more recently, because this applies to any sort of content creator. I went through the program Cut 30, which is fantastic, and I highly recommend it. And they have you do daily content for 30 days. And I was trying to do all of these creative edits, these creative green screens. I had this format called Small Creator, Big Content, where I was highlighting small creators, and I was really trying to have that format blow up. And although that format was true to me, like I loved what that format stood for, it just wasn't working. Like it wasn't breaking like a couple thousand views. But the people that saw it loved it. But to hit the volume of going daily, I couldn't do one of them every day. And I realized I was making everything too complicated. So if you look at the creator space, it's vast. There are all types of creators. There are vloggers, craft creators, there's uh, streamers, there's YouTubers, and then all the niches within that. There's educational, there's lifestyle, there's, you name it, right? There's like all these different lanes. And I was like, I'm talking to too many people here. I'm also talking to brands. So in the back of my mind, as I'm trying to hit these 30-day this volume of doing a video every single day for 30 days, I was like, I have to simplify it. These edits that I'm doing are too complicated. They're not really reaching the audience that I want it to reach. And then I realized, I was like, I have this course that I wrote in 2019 called Thrive on Camera. And it's basically a course for helping people, entrepreneurs, feel more confident on camera. So I was like, wait a second, there's a treasure trove of ideas here. So in my mind, I shifted from talking to all creators to talking to creators who talk on camera. That's it. Like, if you're someone that wants to go from idea to saying it to the camera, I'm like, that's a lane within the creator space that I know so much about, that is true to my values of like trying to help people get their gifts to the world. Because if you're better on camera, you're better articulating on camera. I also believe in the self-development of when you talk on camera, you become a better communicator in everyday life. And I mean, these are skills that help you in every any industry or lane that you're in. I was looking at that. I was like, these are all ideas for videos. They're already written. They're already here. I just have to say them. So that sort of clicked for me. I never said it out loud that I talk to people who talk on camera, but the key thing here is, what is right in front of you? What is right in front of you that feels like it's so obvious and true to you, but could help other people? That's the thing that I figured out when I was trying to hit that volume. I was trying to make my edits more simple. And instead of like trying to say a lot in one video, I started simplifying it down to like a very simple thing that was right in front of you, that was obvious to me, that could help other people. There's stuff in your everyday life. There's stuff that you've learned in the last 6 months, the last year, that you didn't know before, that is going to help a lot of people if you somehow package it. If you're a physical therapist, if you are an artist, if you're a musician that like makes content about music, right? What is one little thing that you learn? It can just be one little thing that you put a magnifying glass on. That's what I learned that I had to do. I had to make stuff more simple. I had to talk about the things that helped me in the past, but also uh, were simplified. It was just like a one tangible thing that someone could get, use, save, and apply. I hope you enjoyed this format. This is an exploratory format. This is me experimenting. I know that I also want to start doing the interview formats again. I just know that that is my favorite format. Like my long-term goal is to get back to the podcast, but right now with the day job with 2 kids, it's hard to do like the scheduling, the getting the guests, the editing, the publishing, the packaging. All of that takes more work than you'd realize. And this is another note, is the momentum. Once you have momentum, it's easy to see opportunities and kind of jump to them and try to go and say yes to all of these things. But then what happens is that fractionalizes your attention, and then you start to lose momentum. So I realize on short form right now, I have some strong momentum. And if I jump and start doing a podcast right now, that's gonna, like, even though it like as entrepreneurs, as creatives, like we're so optimistic about like how much things we can fit in a certain amount of time. So my mind says do the podcast, or my heart says do the podcast, but my mind is like, hey man, like that doesn't make sense right now. Go all in on the short form, keep building the short form, the email list, and then start doing the interview podcast again. And the interview podcast, my goal is once I hit 100K, to then start that, get a sponsor, and then use that sponsor to pay an editor, and someone that can help me with the packaging. So that's the goal right now. So if you are a potential editor, someone that's good with packaging, or if you're a sponsor that wants to sponsor that series once we got that series up and running, let me know. All right, put the camera on your face.